Hi, welcome to my video to explain how I use different strategies to improve self-efficacy among myself and another individual through a lifespan of human development issues course that I am enrolled in the University of West Georgia. My name is Emily Kish and I am a kindergarten teacher and a high school cheer coach. This is my 4th year teaching kindergarten. I spent my first year at a different school district, and then the past 3 years I am in a new school district, and I started coaching the high school cheer team. That is my current school's feeder high school last year, and this year I took on the position of assistant coach on the competition team. So it's been very fun working with the high school students and helping them improve on their cheer skills and social skills. But yeah, so the varsity football sideline team and competition team are the two that I work with. I am also pursuing my specialist degree in elementary education at the University of West Georgia, which is where I also obtained my bachelor's and my master's degrees. I put on here that I am highly extroverted because I feel like that is a great way to explain the kind of person I am. The picture right here is of myself with my parents, who are two of the most supportive people in my life, and this is us at one of the cheer competitions from this season. They came to support, just like they did for me when I was growing up as a cheerleader. So highly extroverted. I spend a lot of time with my family and my friends. I try to set aside my own time for them while also managing my career and my side job as a high school cheerleading coach, as well as obtaining my next degree. Throughout this video, I will explain different stages of human development, and the two that I am focusing on is my own, early to emerging adulthood, and then the other individual that I focused on this semester, which is the adolescent human developmental stage. I will also explain strategies to help reduce the issues that I found among myself and the other individual that I worked with, and using theories to support my reasoning behind why I chose these issues and how my strategies will, or did, because I already did these, improve my the issue that I found to resolve among myself and the other individual. Also in this video, I will explain the insights that I have developed from supporting both myself and the other individual, and how I have grown from this and helped the other grow as well. As I stated, I am currently in the early adulthood developmental stage. I am 25 years old, so I am still quite young, a young adult, but during this stage, there is definitely instability, and most of this is due to different identity exploration. So I am wanting to find myself and who I want to be, and finding ways to make the person that I aspire to be come to life. So definitely focusing on my identity exploration, and that happens during this stage. So I have changed jobs. I mentioned earlier that I started at one school district and I'm at a different one, and I added the additional job of a cheer coach onto my workload. And I have also moved 3 times in the past 3 years based on different factors. So these are definitely some of the challenges that early adults face, and I believe that it definitely is helping me understand what I need to improve on in my life. So the main thing that I chose to focus on was my time management strategies and reducing my stress level. And I believe that this is very important for many people to learn about and to help finding ways to improve on time management skills and also reduce stress levels and to improve your self-efficacy. In my project of supporting another individual, I chose one of my high school cheerleaders, and I will use the pseudonym Rose for her. So Rose is currently an adolescent, and during this time, individuals experience a lot of changes between hormones and brain development. They're also experiencing different social encounters, managing school, extracurricular activities, and so much more. So throughout these changes, adolescents normally experience different issues among their development. So with Rose, I also chose to focus on self-efficacy and how during this stage in an individual's life, you focus a lot on wanting to quote unquote fit in and be someone that your peers want to hang out with and kind of focusing more on your image that other people see. During the adolescent stage, it's also very important that parental support is heavily focused and impacted on individuals. So I believe that this can be relevant to most people because during adolescence, there's a lot of changes going on, and especially the motivation for school is one of those common challenges and can impact your self-efficacy. So trying to see how we can use strategies to improve on self-efficacy. Over the 4 weeks of my self-development strategies, I found a few to be the most beneficial on improving my time management skills and reducing my stress levels. So one of the main goals that I focused on was improving time management, and how I did this was creating weekly to-do lists with daily goals. And then to improve on my stress, I decided to track down my stress levels and see if my time management skills play a role into my stress levels. So down at the bottom of this, you can see my chart that I used to collect data for the different stress levels I felt during each day of each week for the 4 weeks that I conducted this project. So on week 1, if you look at Monday, it says 24. So 24 highlights how many times I felt overwhelmed or stressed. And the way I knew to track this was if I had the feeling of, oh, when is this due? When do I have to do this? Did I do this? This needs to be done. That needs to be done. Whenever I felt that overwhelming sensation, I would jot it down either on a sticky note, or I tried to be consistent with tracking it in my phone on my notes app. As a teacher, it is quite hard to always be writing down or pulling my phone out, so that's why I used both methods of the sticky notes or kind of jotting it down where I could and then plugging it all into my phone. And so sometimes, again, just being a teacher, it gets busy. So sometimes I wasn't able to jot it down right away. So if that ever did occur, I would have to reflect on the past time span of the day if I had a break within my day and think back on when I did feel stressed. So because of that, some of this data is not 100% accurate, but it is fairly close because I tried to be consistent in either jotting it down or highly reflecting on what occurred. So in week 1, my average was 17 times of feeling that stressed sensation. And as you can see, Saturday all the way down, it is quite low because Saturdays I normally have my cheer competitions, and that was a little stressful, but it wasn't anything compared to teaching and coaching and doing schoolwork all on the same day. So looking at my data, it was very great to see that I did make improvement in my stress levels, and you can see that right here. So this really helped me and also allowed me to reflect at the end of the project to see how much progress I made. Another way that I reflected throughout this project was journaling and spending time with myself at the end of every week on Sunday nights to think about what improved on the prior week and what needs to improve on the next week. So that also was the time that I created my to-do list. So this strategy definitely helped me, and my stress is very minimal now. I mean, it definitely still is there. We're humans, we feel stressed, but I will say that having a visual reminder of, hey, you're doing okay, or hey, you're getting better, really helped me to overcome that feeling of overwhelm and kind of see that things are getting better. For the other project that I worked with a high school student, Rose, with, was focusing on her self-efficacy and trying to improve her motivation for school. Rose has divorced parents, and it is very obvious to the adults in her life when she stays at her mom's house rather than her dad's house. Her mom tended to let her get away with a few more things. So if she didn't want to go to school, her mom did not try to encourage her or force her, and kind of just let Rose stay back if she wanted to. However, when she was with her dad at her dad's house, she was motivated and encouraged to go because he was forcing her without forcing her. But as a parent to an adolescent, it is very important that you set those boundaries and encourage them to attend school. So what I did for Rose was I set goals with the other coaches that work with her, herself and her parents. And we tried to have conversations with her parents to encourage them to have the same boundary and have the same communication with Rose. And that did seem to help. She spent 2 consecutive weeks with her father, and during that time she visited a friend at the University of Mississippi, and she came back and she told us that she's going to go to college, which was very shocking because throughout her few years of us being together, she never showed interest in wanting to attend a university. So hearing her excitement to attend a university was, I believe, partly because we set that boundary and she was spending consecutive days at her father's house. So another strategy that I used with her was every day at practice, I would speak positively about her day, trying to see what went good, not really dwell on the negatives. And that definitely seemed to help her. And when she did have something negative, we would kind of talk it out. But I always try to keep it a little bit more positive, trying to, again, improve that self-efficacy and how she views herself, her academics, and her social interactions. So now she has definitely made improvements. There is still a little bit of a struggle between her mom and her dad having the same boundary of encouraging her to attend school. She was sick for the past week and she did stay home, I believe, almost every day. She also had to help her mom had a surgery, so she was helping her, which is very understandable. We know that situations happen, so being there for her mom was important. And again, she was sick, so it's kind of hard to see if that is impacting because she's with her mom. But other than that, she has been more motivated to attend school. She has applied for college, however, she does need to take her ACT, which is scheduled. Here I have Bandura's self-efficacy theory, and from one of our textbooks, we learned about this and how self-efficacy is people's perception of their competence in dealing with their environment and exercising influence over events that affect their lives. So it can impact many different aspects of life, and during the adolescent stage, it's important to focus on school and peer groups, and during adulthood, focusing on occupational competence. My main takeaways from this project is that mentorship is extremely important and valuable in adolescence, and time management is a skill that has to be built. If you're struggling with self-efficacy, try to list issues and find strategies. overall, this course has helped me understand more of human developmental stages and how I can find issues among myself and others in my life and use different theories to support strategies to help improve these issues. So using the theories can help you support your goal, and I definitely would encourage anyone out there who is struggling with something in your life, or if you see someone struggling, looking into it and the different stages of human development and the theories that support human developmental stages and really diving into those. So I'm very grateful that this course has allowed me to do that, and I think that even without the course, anyone can do this. But I want to tell you that change always starts with you, and you are the leading factor of what you are able to change. And I always tell my friends that life is not serious and life is meant to be lived. And I'm very strong in that because it's your story. And so how you want to do that and how you want to fix things in your life is completely up to you. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you learn different ways to improve self-efficacy among yourself and others based on what I have found to work for myself and one of my high school students. And I would love to know how you plan to improve your life and improve challenges that you see to make your life better. And right here I have my references. Thank you so much. This was an amazing opportunity to do, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.